So you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle? Well, I got good news for you today, guys. I'm going to teach you how to do it. But first, we got to find a parking lot. Let's get into it. Okay, guys. So we found a parking lot. It's nice, wide open. I think this will be pretty good for this. So, as the title of the video, and as I said earlier, today we are going to be learning how to ride a motorcycle. Today I'm going to be using my R6 because, well, it's all I have. But all of these things also apply to every other bike. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over this in stages. So we'll go over your controls first, and then we'll do some stuff that, you know, if you take an MSF course, which I highly suggest, they'll start doing this stuff with you as well. So I guess this is a supplement to that course, and, you know, if you practice all this stuff before taking your course, I think you'll do just fine. And if you don't practice this stuff, I still think you'll do fine. So, alright, let's jump into it. Every motorcycle has the exact same controls for what I'm about to go over. Okay? Every single one of them. What we're going to do is we're going to go over this in a couple parts. You know, we'll go over the left side, then the right side. So I think that'll be the easiest way. But starting with the left side, we've got your clutch. Okay? That's going to deliver all the power and, well, not power, but this will allow gas to get to the engine. When you pull in the clutch, you're preventing the gas from going to the engine, and when you release the clutch, you're allowing gas to go to the engine. So it's important that whenever you start your bike, you pull in the clutch, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay. Down low, we've got our shifter. Bikes are weird. They shift weird. So you'll start in neutral, and they'll teach you this in the MSF course, is to always start your bike in neutral. Some bikes won't start unless it's in neutral. Gearing on bikes is 1 down and then 5 up. So when you're in neutral, you go down to first, and then you go up to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 if your bike has 6 gears. But that's pretty much it for the left side. And, you know, you got your little lights. This is a passing thing up here where my finger is. But you got your high beams, traction control. That's not on every bike though, so don't worry about that. You've got your turn signal. Left is left, right is right. And then in is pushing it off. And then down below that, you have your horn. Alright? In the middle, you've got your key switch, ignition, and on the right you have your front brake, your throttle, your kill switch, and your ignition. And then down behind my leg, down there is this guy is your rear brake. Okay? Let's go ahead and start teaching you guys how to ride the motorcycle now that you're familiar with all the parts. So the first thing I want you guys to do, and the first thing that I think anyone should really do, even if they're experienced and they're just buying a new bike, is to just kind of push it around. You know, get the feel for how heavy your bike is, how it turns. Like this one barely turns. Look at this. There is no turning on this. Granted, this is a super sport, and they're not really made for these tight. Like, look at that. This is the neutral, straight position. That's it. That's all I can do. I can't bring this over anymore. So that's one of the reasons why people don't really like those slow speed stuff on these super sports. So, anyways, like I was saying, just kind of get used to pushing your bike. You know, just kind of walk it along. Get used to the weight. Get used to how it feels between your legs. And just kind of walk it across. I mean, you don't have to go across the whole parking lot, but, you know, when you take the course, they'll have you do this. they'll have you just push the bike. So we're just going to push the bike. We're going to get used to this. You know, once you get going, it's not too bad. Just try to keep it straight as best you can. Okay? So this is what we're doing. We're just keeping the bike up, getting used to it. Alright. Now, when we get to a good point, we'll turn around. This is the part that might suck for you guys too, is when you turn it around, you'll get a feel for how heavy this thing really is, because, man, if you're not used to this, that weight will sneak up on you. Alright. And then, if you feel like you need to, do it again, and turn around and just keep on doing that. So we're going to work on the clutch now. Now, the clutch, there's a couple steps that we're going to take in order to become familiar with it. So the first thing you want to do is take the kill switch, put that into the on position, turn your bike on if it's not already on. Okay, your bike will start up. And then once those two things are met and done, we're going to hold in the ignition button.
Yeah, boy.
Alright. So now the bike is on. And we're in neutral. So the bike isn't going to go anywhere. I can clap, nothing's going to happen. This bike it's just as if it was off, except now the engine is on. So in order to get it going, we're going to need to put it in gear. Now, in order to do that, what you're going to do is, I suggest put your fingers over the brake for now. I know some people don't like doing that, but I think you know, you're not really going fast and you're not really moving. So if it scares you and you panic, you won't twist the throttle and, oh crap, now your bike's down. It happened to me the first day. I got super scared. I didn't drop it. I almost dropped it, but the power, when you're not expecting it, it's fast. You know, you go from 0 to 4 or 0 to 3 immediately, so it can sneak up on you. Alright, but anyways, so the first thing we're going to want to do to put this bike in gear is pull in your clutch and kick that gearing down to first. You'll hear it click, just like, I don't know if the camera picked it up, but you might have heard it click on my end. So now it's in gear. Now we can't just let go of the clutch, because if we do, then the bike will jump forward and turn off. So we want to lightly just get used to letting the clutch out, and then the bike will start to move. Now if that gets too much for you, just pull the clutch back in. You're not going very fast, you know, you're maybe going 2 miles an hour, but just expect it to start to go. Now, what this is called the friction zone, okay? So every bike is different. Some people, their friction zone's right here. Some people, like me, it's all the way out here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of get used to when the bike starts to move, and then pull back the clutch, okay? And then rock the bike back a little bit, because every time it gets into that friction zone, it's going to start moving, and if you don't pull the bike back, eventually you're going to be at the other end of the parking lot. So this first exercise, and they'll do this at the MSF course as well, is once you find that friction zone, you're going to go on the heel of your foot, and you're going to let the bike roll until your foot is flat on the ground, okay? Now, they're going to do this for like 10-15 minutes if you take the course, so don't be afraid to also do that here. Oh, we have a car coming up. Okay, so we're also going to do, now we're going to do it again. So, heel, let it out. The bike pulled me to my foot, is now flat. Alright. So there's that. Now we're going to keep doing that for, you know, 10, 15, even longer if you need it, just until you're comfortable. Once you're done with that, then we're going to take it to the next step. So the bike is still in gear. You know, we just went over the friction zone. We're used to the bike moving on us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let the bike move, and we're going to walk it. We're going to walk it to the other end of the parking lot, turn around, and then do it again. Okay? So we're going to do this. We're going to just let it go out. And all you need to do is let the clutch out until it starts moving, and then walk with the bike. Okay? You're not using anything with your right hand. This is all left hand. Alright? So now we're just going to walk it. If it gets too fast, pull in that front brake a little, just a little, to slow it down. And also pull in the clutch. Okay? And then your bike will come to a stop. You can reset if you need to, if you get scared. And then you can do it all over. You can start it back up, slowly let that clutch out, get the bike moving. Alright, see? This isn't going that fast. It's a good way to get used to your bike. Now, the fan on the bike will probably turn on. You know, that's normal. It's just your bike trying to cool down. Alright, so now, let's say this is going a little bit too fast for you, right? You're starting to panic. Pull in that clutch all the way and start applying a little bit of front brake. Gradually apply it. Don't just pull on it, because if your wheel is crooked and you pull on that front brake, your bike's going down. You're dropping the bike. Sorry to tell you. So don't do that. Okay, so now I think we got a good ways away from where we started. So what we'll do is we'll angle the bike. Now you can either walk it and hold in the clutch, or you can hold in the clutch, shift up just a little bit, slowly apply pressure to that shift. My bike doesn't really like shifting back into neutral, so I have to blip it. But you just slowly push up on that thing, and it's not a full click up. It's only half a click for first into neutral. It's weird. It's very weird. Alright. So like I said, we can either hold in the clutch in first, or we can just put it back in neutral, turn the bike, and start pushing it back to how it was before. So now we're going to be facing the other way. Okay? So we're facing this way now. Okay? So step by step. Step 1, clutch in. Step 2, first gear, click. Step 3, if you need to, reposition. And step 4 is to feather that clutch out until it starts moving, and then walk with your bike. Just walk it out. If it gets a little too fast, pull in the clutch a little, apply a little bit of front brake, and your bike will come to a stop. And then just keep repeating that. Super simple. So we're going to keep doing this until we get back to the other end. Okay? Now it gets a little fast. Alright. So clutch in, brake down. And there we go. We came to a stop. Now I'll show you turning with the clutch held in. What we can do is do this, just like that. Turn it around. Straighten out the wheel and pull in the brake. Alright. See, my bike really doesn't like going in neutral, guys. This is not a street bike. Okay, so I think that about covers the very, very basics. The absolute bare minimum to riding a motorcycle. And then you just get comfortable with that. And then after that, the next step would be to cruise on it, you know, just a little bit. So here's what we'll do for that. And then I think after that, we'll practice turning, and then I think that'll be it for today. I think we'll be good there. I think we'll go over turning, and then next episode we'll do like some medium speed stuff, you know, maybe 15 to 30 miles per hour. You know, getting used to that kind of stuff. Because what I did when I started riding is I started off in a parking lot. You know, I did all this basic stuff, got comfortable on it, and then I finally mustered up the courage to go out onto like public roads. And I practiced on the back streets, you know, where there's not a lot of cars, and I could get used to that higher speed stuff. I think it's important to be comfortable on your bike, because if you're not, you're going to panic when something goes wrong, and you're going to go down. So, let's go over just cruising on your bike. So, just like before, gear down while your clutch is held in, and you're going to feather that clutch out until it starts going, and then pick up your feet and put them on the bars, and then just let your clutch go. Okay? Don't let it go unless the bike is already rolling, you know, for maybe 4 miles an hour. Otherwise it's going to stall. You're just going to stall the bike. So after that, your bike's just going to go. Okay? So now what you're going to do is when you get to the end, or close to the end, don't wait until the very end, you're going to turn your head to where you want to go and turn the bike. Okay? And this is all we're going to do now. We're not going to touch, don't touch that throttle at all. Don't twist it. Otherwise you're going to start to pick up speed, and we'll worry about that in a little bit. But for now, we're just getting used to cruising on the bike, you know. Do this a couple times if you need to. Get used to it. Get used to how the bike feels, and remember to look where you want to go. You want to go left, look left. Want to go right, look right. This is something called target fixation, and if you do this stuff, what will happen is if you're looking at a guardrail on the street, you're going to go into that guardrail. So that's stuff that you want to be careful of. The person in the car is being weird and watching me. Alright, so we're just going to go around like this. We're going to get used to the bike. Now what I suggest is first do left turns. So go what is it, counterclockwise? Yeah, counterclockwise. Go counterclockwise in a parking lot and make left-hand turns, okay? These left-hand turns will help you get familiar with your left hand, or your left-handed turns. Okay, so we're going left, we're looking left, we're turning the bike left, it goes right to where we're looking. So now we'll do the same thing. We'll look left, and we'll go left. Alright, and then once that's done, then what we'll do is we'll do a little U-turn. So we'll go left, we'll go across the parking lot to the other side, and now we'll switch it up. We'll start doing right-hand turns, you know? So I'm going to pick it up a little. Now you don't have to pick it up. You go as fast as you want, you know? We got to the turn, we slowed down. Because I'll admit, my slow speed stuff, it's not that good anymore. You know, I was really comfortable on the R3, but with the R6, I never really took the time to do this stuff. So, this is something that I also have to work on. Check that way, make sure there's no cars coming. Now, that's another thing, is you want to make sure there's nobody around you. You don't want to get in people's way. You don't want them to hurt you. You don't want to bother anyone while you're doing this. So, try to find a parking lot that's not bothering anyone. I know with everything going on right now, schools are closed, so schools are always a good one. Just kind of practice. And then, you know, after a while of that, you can start to lightly apply the throttle, you know, pick up some speed a little. Maybe you want to go 10 miles an hour, you know. Getting that first double-digit reading on the speedometer was pretty big for me, you know. Going 10 miles an hour when you're first starting out feels fast. Because, well, it kind of is fast. It's like a jog, you know. You're going kind of fast. So then you'll get used to it, and then you'll add a little bit more, Now don't add too much to the point where you're going to hurt yourself and you're not going to be able to react in time. But if you want to, go ahead and add a little bit of speed and then just keep practicing these turns. Now, say you want to take a break or you've had enough and you're sick of going in turns and circles and you want to come to a stop. Same as before when we stopped. You're going to pull in that clutch. It's going to stop delivering gas to your engine, and then you're going to slowly apply the front and rear brake at the same time. You can only apply front, but if you apply rear, it builds good habits, and they'll go over that in the MSF course if you take it. But just remember that your front brake is most of your braking power. So I think that's about it, guys. I think we're gonna call it here, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down in the comment section. Press like if you like the video, press dislike if you dislike the video, if you want to continue seeing content like this from me uploaded, hit that subscribe button to be notified of when I upload. Remember, guys, we still have the other video to this where we go practice on the back roads, so expect that to be out relatively soon. That'll probably be the next video if I'm being honest. So look forward to talking to you guys then.